Welcome to the debut of Brewers Anonymous Monthly, a new addition to the Brewers Anonymous Homebrew Club here in Orlando, Florida. I am Matt, and I am currently the vice president of the club, just one of the board members for 2024, along with Mike, Kenny, Trevor, and Max. This is an online recap of our monthly meeting for members that couldn't make it in person, or for anyone that wants to find out more about our club. If you're an experienced home brewer, new to home brewing, or want to learn more about this awesome hobby, we are a great club for all of that. We are doing a ton of fun things this year, and we have a lot more to come. And to learn more about what we've done and what we're doing, and to find out where we're meeting next, visit our website at brewersanonymous.org. This is originally a video recording, and if you're watching this, you've already figured that out. But it's also being released as an audio release on podcast provider services all over the internet. So if you found this audio version, I am going to do my best to relay all the information that's in this video. But if you want to see the slides that I am displaying as I talk, you can search for Brewers Anonymous on YouTube and check out the video there. Or check out the meeting posts on our website at brewersanonymous.org. We post every set of slides from each meeting, not only this past month, but for the past few years. And it's all there on the website. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get started. So this is a recap of the meeting we had for April 2024. It took place April 19th at 7 o'clock at Deadwords Brewing. It's also our last meeting at Deadwords Brewing. More on that in a second. And we start, of course, with our club motto, strength through unity, unity through Zymergy. So cheers, everybody. And I do have a beer for this first recording, so give me just a minute. Okay, I'm all set. So thanks to our supporters this month. We got Broken Strings Brewery, Tactical Brewing Company, C360, the American Homebrewers Association, and Deadwords Brewing. And like I said, it's our last meeting there, and that is because Deadwords Brewing will be closing its doors on April 27th. Not sure that everything it takes to get this posted will be done by the time that comes, but if you are hearing this before April 27th and this is news to you and you wanted to get there one last time, that is the date. It was made very clear at our last meeting that this is it. They're shutting their doors. There's going to be no more Deadwords Brewing, and it's another brewery lost in Orlando. And that is a conversation that is coming up far, far too much lately. But on to better news. We are welcoming new members this month. Our new members are Justin Criddle, Mark Hopkins, and JJ Ocampo. I have met Justin and JJ. I've yet to meet Mark, but I look forward to meeting him, of course, and really look forward to working with everybody. New members, old members alike. Again, like I've said, we have a lot of fun things planned, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff also behind us. So we got a lot of really cool things to do this year, and the more, the merrier in this case, for sure, without a doubt. Our 2024 Intra-Club challenges continue. We do have one out of the way. That was in February as Brown British Beer. Technically, we got two out of the way by the time we're done this presentation. This month features non-traditional Pilsners, and by that, it was Italian Pilsners, New Zealand Pilsners, and West Coast Pilsners. Our next one will be June. We're calling that the IPA Throwdown, and that is any type of IPA. Then August is going to be multi-European lagers, which include Munich Helles Festbier, Hellesbach, Märzen, Rockbier, Dunkelsbach, Vienna Lager. October is monastic beers, and that is Belgian singles, doubles, triples, quads, and dark strong ales. And finally, we're wrapping up this series in December with wood age beers. Now, I'm mentioning them all now because even though IPA is next in 2 months, you might want to start considering what you're going to do and even start brewing your monastic and wood age beers, because you may need that extra time to kind of get them to ferment and mellow and meld to where you want them come judging. So it may be worth, while you're planning your IPA, plan your monastic and wood age beers too for those competitions. Now we're going to talk about what's happened since last meeting, and this is probably going to be the longest segment in any of the editions of these presentations. We had a extremely busy month between the end of March and the beginning of April, starting with the 12th annual Pints for Paws in Sanford, Florida. This is a festival we've been going to for years, and not only did we have a great turnout like we always do, and had great beers like we always do, we also debuted our brand new branded tent, the Brewers Anonymous tent, gray themed, white and black text and logo. Logo is everywhere on this thing. Brewers Anonymous and the website are in big, white, bold, highlighted, outlined letters, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a matching tablecloth and a matching backdrop. Gorgeous tent. The company we got it from, I mean, they outdid our expectations by like leaps and bounds. It looks so good. And this is a group effort on the board's part to get it to look exactly the way we do. And it does. It's great. And now I think we're getting to the point, especially after this past month, people are actually looking for this tent. Thanks for everyone that helped out with that. We had our master class return, and that is like the best way to describe it. If you know our brewery explorations where we go to a brewery and kind of hang out and enjoy their beers, it's that times 10, because this also includes people behind the scenes. In some cases, the brewer, some cases, the owner, some cases, it's the same person. This class in April, we went to Zymerium Meadery, the first meadery in Orlando, and Joe Lee gave us a walkthrough, a curated flight of 5 meads, and then did not leave our area all night, answered every single question, gave us a just immeasurable amount of advice, invaluable advice. Great night all around. We had a large turnout. We enjoyed not only the curated flight, but a bunch of meads out on tap. If you've not been to Zymerium yet, I mean, there's something you need to check out, even if you don't know if you like meads or much about meads. If the idea of meads is a little intimidating to you, this is the place to go find out more, because their tap list for meads is huge. We do a beer vacation every year, and we end up going to a cidery and meadery along the way. I've never seen a meadery with a menu this extensive. So check it out if you haven't already. And thanks again. And I think I speak for just about everybody. If not everybody, we'll all be back. It was great. It was a great time. So thank you to Zymerium for hosting us and taking the time to do that masterclass. The next day, literally the next day, we had the Hlin Craft Beerfest. First one they've ever had, first annual, I hope. It's in Winter Garden. It's right outside the new kind of shopping area where the Sinopolis movie theater is, and Ford's is behind Ford's garage. So stone's throw away from Home State Brewing. And it was the perfect storm for us for a beer festival. We had the most unique lineup. We had a great spot. We had our awesome tent. We had enough people, more than enough to keep the line moving, and we had a line. And we tried something new with some signage that was a few feet away from the tent so people could look at it as they walked by. I think not only did those signs draw people to start the line, but when the line got ridiculously long, it gave people the choice of standing in line or not. If they just saw the long line, they may have just walked by. But since they saw what people were waiting in line for, I think more people came than walked away. And this is probably the only time in this presentation, if you're listening to the audio version of it, that you need to see the video, because there is a picture on the screen right now, bottom right-hand corner. It's me at the end of the line we had, and it is long. It is extremely long, and it was like that for hours. It was a great day. And in the end, there was a People's Choice Award, a trophy, and people were voting. Anonymous vote. There was anonymous count, I guess. They knew who they're voting for. But they gave us little jars with numbers on them. We were lucky number 13. You dropped in this little plastic novelty coin and handed them in, and they counted them. And I did get kind of a sneak peek when two people came by that wanted to give us our coins after they collected the jars. I ran over to the tables that was counting the jars and asked, could I drop those in 13? And then they let me. They pointed out which jar was 13, and it was ridiculous how full ours was by comparison to all the other jars on the table. We won by a landslide. I wish I knew what the final number of the votes were, but it was visually a landslide. The next week, we had not one, but 2 festivals. First was took place in Gainesville area. It was a Hogtown Craft Beer Fest, and this is hosted by the Hogtown Brewers Club, who are huge. If you don't know about them already, I think they have a charter going up to or about to hit 300 members, active members, paying members. And I think after this festival now, they've now crossed the 250,000, the $250,000 mark of raising money for charity since they've started. That's insane. And this is a good festival too. A lot more low key than the last one. We had some really good beers for this as well. And it was very spread out, much different than Winter Park. So we had a nice time. We were part of a homebrew row, one of 7 homebrew clubs, and we were probably the busiest area. We didn't have lines like we had at Hamlin, but we were the busiest area, and that's a lot to do with having a great selection from all the homebrewers and the fact that these other brewers typically bring beers that you've had 100 times in their tap room already. So here's stuff you have never had and will never have again. So pretty successful day. Got to interact with some homebrewers, got some ideas going for some future collab works, and just a really good day all around. And with it having such a large homebrew presence with us defending the cup this year, we really wanted to make sure we were part of this. We didn't want to kind of shy away and not be involved. We want to be out there. We're going to all the award ceremonies, and this was something we wanted to be part of, and we were, and I'm glad we did. It was a great day. That same day, later in the day, actually, I guess you'd say more that night, was Brews Around the Zoo at the Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens in Sanford, Florida. And again, we had a unique lineup of beers, and this one was apparently very successful because we had 5 full brews of beer, 5 full kegs of beer, that's the word I'm looking for, that were killed within 2 hours, or kicked within 2 hours, better said. So that gave our volunteers another 2.5 hours to enjoy the festival themselves. Huge success. And if you're looking at the video, you're kind of seeing what's been working this year. We found that the external signage works. We definitely see that the tent and the branded items work. In this case, the tablecloth, the Brews Around the Zoo. We've also have, I think, all of our active members that brew for these events have an account with a AI image generator of some sort, of Dolly or Midjourney. I have Adobe Firefly, and we are making these really eye-catching beer signs that get people talking and asking questions. I think between the beer, the branding, beer signs, and then the things we're setting up, the additional signage to draw people in, I think we've really dialed in a winning combination to get people to notice us and hopefully increase our membership and hopefully help the hobby along the way. But great set of festivals. This Brews Around the Zoo, was number 7 for the year. 7 festivals by mid-April, and we're not done. We actually had to turn down one in Oran Beach. We're out of beer. So, but we're not done for the year, not by a long shot. So stay tuned for more and check out our other social media pages and our Discord for the latest on that, because we have got more coming up. Speaking of upcoming events, that's the section we're at now in this recap. And we're going to start off with the Hurricane Blowoff Awards. I will say, it says on the screen, if you're watching tomorrow, that date has come and gone. That was April 20th, but this is being recorded before that. So you can see what the results were. We don't know yet. We know it's at Nobo Brewing. We knew it was at Nobo Brewing, and we knew it was at 3 o'clock. I was hopefully there. Hopefully my car got me there and back without any incident. And I will have medals, like just a countless amount of medals in front of me very soon to hand out to the club. We shall find out. But spoiler, without spoiling it directly, the answer is out there. It's just not in this episode. But going into this, what we do know is that we are currently ahead. This is only one competition in. This is Coconut Cup. We're ahead by 2 points in the circuit. We have 40 points. We're followed behind MASH, the Miami Area Society Homebrewers, 38 points. And then our what do you want to say? I don't want to say frenemies, because they're friends, but our friendly competitors. There we go. The guys and gals, that gave us the hardest amount of work to stave off last year. Calford Ale Sharing Club. Easier said written than said. Cask for short. I should have just said Cask. They're in third with 33 points, but I think they've got their eye on the prize this year. Not that we don't to an extent, but I think we surprised them and a lot of people last year, and they have not forgotten. We shall see. More to come as the series progresses. All right, our Brewery Exploration Exploration, man alive, our Brewery Exploration for May has been decided. We came in not knowing exactly what we want to do. We had some ideas, but as you may have heard, Broken Strings has posted that they are also in danger of closing, and that is something we do not want to happen. We don't want to lose another Orlando brewery. So we have decided, I think unanimously, Broken Strings is going to be our next Brewery Exploration. We're going to spend the night there, give them our money, trade the money for beer, help them out. It won't be the tipping point, but it's better than not going. So Broken Strings, if you want to be part of that, that is Friday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. We also have some competition updates. First one is not so much an update as a recap. Hogtown is full. You can still change your entries up until the delivery date, which is May 3rd. The award ceremony are going to be Saturday, May 25th. Like I said, it's already full. It's closed, but we still have to deliver our beers, which Kenny and Joe are going to be doing for us. And they got 3 pickup points. 2 for sure, 1 if needed. So let me give you these dates if you're looking for that information. Tuesday, April 30th, Crooked Can. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. is going to be pickup date number 1. Definite pickup date is number 2 is going to be Thursday, May 2nd at the Maitland Sanford Brewing Tap Room. Not the main brewery, but the tap room in Maitland. The existence of this took some of the members by surprise. I want to make sure I emphasize this is the Maitland Tap Room where this will be picked up at starting at 7 o'clock if needed. And if you need this, speak up on our Facebook page, Instagram, Discord, wherever. Send us an email. If you need to do it on Wednesday the 1st, they both offered, I'm not sure which one's coming, but they've offered to pick up at Gallon Hall. But if we don't need it, if we got everybody covered in those 2 days, they're not going to make the trip. So let us know if you need that date, because if you do, then we will definitely accommodate you. Hot and Humid is coming. That is our competition. This is the one. This is ours. We need to make our best effort. I'm not going to say we need to win, because that's way too much pressure on everybody, including myself. But we need to make our best effort. This is not one we want to walk away from, win or lose, saying, man, I could have done this, that, and the other thing. So here's the important information you need to know to make sure that doesn't happen. And that starts with the entry date. Entry date opens on May the 1st and runs to the 24th. This will sell out. It's only 300 entries. So get your entries in on the 1st. Even if you don't know what your 3 beers are going to be, get those entries. You can change them up until June 7th. You got plenty. You got a month and a week to change them. So get those. And that's the first and foremost thing. That's the one thing we do not want to look back and say, man, I wish I'd got that 3rd entry. Get those 3rd entries or get those 3 entries, or as many entries as you're planning to do or have the resources to. Don't let one slide because you're not sure. If you think you'll have a beer and you don't know what it's going to be, get the entry now. You can always change it and update it. That's probably the main thing to get across in this. And then the other dates to know, which I just said, entry delivery is June 1st to June 7th. Competition cap, I said, was 300. The limit per brewer, as you probably guessed from me saying put your 3 entries in, is 3. And we need 3 bottles per entry with the option of sending 2 or 1, whatever you have based on your supply. Just there is a note in Reggie to let us know how many bottles you are sending if you're not sending 3. Reward ceremony is going to be Sunday, June 30th. I'm going to say that again. It's Sunday because it's usually Saturday for almost everybody. Ours is Sunday. The host location has a huge event that they sold out both indoors and outdoors for their facility. So we had to take Sunday. So Sunday, June 30th. And the drop-off location, I believe I said it. If I didn't, is Home State Brewing. It's also where we're going to be judging and the award ceremony as well. Yes, I think that's it. Everything is taking place at Home State is what I'm trying to say. So again, just one last time, get those entries in on the 1st. Don't get blocked out by everybody else. That is the one thing we got to make sure we get done timely. So there we go. All right. I think I've hammered that home long enough. Nationals is closed. The only thing worth mentioning is that delivery date is still coming. Hasn't happened yet. It's May 20th to May 31st. Man, I am having trouble talking today. May 31st. In Tampa at Deviant Libations Brewing. We do not have a driver yet, so if you're interested, let us know. You only need 2 bottles for this one. If you missed that note, 2 bottles for the regional. So that's good. That's good. Only have to give away 2 of your beers. No award ceremony date announced. And there's no award ceremony for regionals. They just post it. They usually tell you it's going to be like on the 14th of some month and then email you on the 22nd saying it's finally done. That's just typical. Our April inter-club competition, as I said before, is non-traditional Pilsners. That took place during this meeting, and the winners were 3rd place, Mike Thompson with his New Zealand Pilsner. 2nd place, Kenny Mack with his New Zealand Pilsner. And 1st place, Eric Rodriguez with his West Coast Pilsner. Good job, everybody. Even the entrants understood this was a very difficult decision, and all of these beers have a chance at any competition. It just comes down to those little things that you can't control. What's that judge's palate going to be like, and what is its placement in the flight? So if your name's not on the top 3, don't let that dissuade you from entering, because it sounded like it was anyone's game that night. So great job, everybody, and thank you, everybody that entered. This is a link to our ongoing events. This is the definitive living spreadsheet. So it's way too much information to put in the slide. So if you're curious to see what's happening, what has happened, and what's in planning, grab that QR code and check it out. We are looking for circuit delivery drivers, starting with Tampa for the regional drop-off, which the deadline is May 31st. And any of these that I mentioned, if you're interested in, hit us up in Discord or grab us at a meeting. We're going to have at least one more meeting before the first one's due, so you can wait till you see us in person. Along with regionals, First Coast Cup should be late June. That's going to be a drop-off in the Gainesville area. No, it's not. That's going to be closer to Jacksonville. Sorry, I got that mixed up with Hogtown. So that's the Jacksonville area. Commander Saws is going to be Melbourne. That's July 26th. We already know that date. Best Florida Beer should be mid-October and is going to be in Tampa. That's the only competition that has not listed their details. And of course, Sunshine Challenge is in here, but that's local. That's another Orlando one, so we don't need a driver. We're not ignoring that competition we're going to be entering. It's just no driver needed. I think I said that enough now. So lastly, here's some other stuff that came in at the 0 hour of the meeting that was discussed kind of off slide in a sense. Funky Buddha. If you didn't know, I know a lot of people were upset a few years ago, when they sold out to whoever, InBev or whatnot. They've since, the owners have reacquired it. I was going to say purchased, but there's a whole other story inside of that that's too long to get into. But they have it again. It's an independent brewery, and I love it. It's my favorite ones. They are celebrating their independence with a festival of both pro brewers and home brewers, and the home brewer pours. The beers being served at this festival are also going to be judged for a homebrew competition. The winner gets to brew at Funky Buddha Brewery, and that alone is enough incentive, I think, for a lot of our members to check this out. Here is the biggest catch or hurdle we're experiencing with this. It's the same day as the first day of judging of Hot and Humid. So we are asking anyone that's going to this, please take the beers for your members that are staying behind a Judge Stewart and help out with the competition. That way we're all helping each other. We're not insisting or guilt tripping anyone to stay behind, but we're also giving the people that are staying behind the fair chance to compete in this as well. I'll tell you, man, if it wasn't for Hot and Humid judging, I'd already be planning my entire weekend for this, but I am going to stay behind and judge, but I do want to enter a beer. And I think we brought this up at the meeting, and I think the people that are going, which are very few, surprisingly, so far, the ones that are going have the resources to take, I think, the amount of beers that our members would want to enter. So I think we're all set, but more on that definitely next month and leading up to this event. Hot and Humid, since I brought up the judging dates, here's a slide of just the important dates, and we already talked about entry and delivery. Judging, first round judging, June 15th and June 16th that weekend. That's a Saturday, Sunday. And then a Saturday, Sunday of June 22nd and June 23rd. And we'll have a lot of virtual judging. Virtual judging through the e-judging system for Reggie is available to everybody throughout the entire state and locally as well. If you want to do some judging during the weeknights, we can make that happen. Second round judging, if needed, is going to be Saturday, June 29th. Not sure where. We might be able to fit it in before Home State actually has their event, but we don't know yet, so don't quote me on that. We'll figure that out. And then Best of Show is going to take place the morning of June 30th. We've never done this before, at least since I've been a member, but I have done it with other clubs, and it's very doable. We're doing this because we are being pinched into this timeline thanks to nationals and their schedules. So this is it. This is all we got. That's the timeline we got to work with. We got to get it done. I think we can. I think everyone's pretty excited to go do another fantastic Hot and Humid. And last but not least, you heard this name 1,000 times. It feels like I said it in this presentation. Now that Deadwords is closing, Home State will be our home for at least the next 3 meetings. We have got everything worked out for them. And of course, the host of Hot and Humid. But specifically, the next 3 months have been slated, approved, and ready to go at Home State Brewing in Winter Garden, May 17th at 7, June 21st at 7, and July 19th at 7 with Hot and Humid in between there as well. So thank you, Home State, for coming through for us. We spent a lot of time with you guys at these past couple of festivals. Great people. They're eager to have us. We're eager to be there. And that's I really can't thank them enough for coming through in what was a really short amount of time that we found out Deadwords wasn't going to be available to us anymore. And now we have a new location to have fun with and fun at and support by buying their beers as well as much as they're supporting us with letting us use their facility. So thank you, Home State, and see you all at the next meeting at Home State. And let's see, we're going to conclude with the standings for the Brewer of the Year. This is for the club. This is not for the circuit, just to make that clear. This does not include the non-traditional Pilsners that we just talked about. And it also does not include whatever happened at Hurricane. This is as of the date of the meeting. And right now, Bill is in the lead with 30 points, followed by Max with 25 points, and Mike not far from that with 21 points. But we've had a lot of things happen. We've had, I've had Hurricane Blowoff, we've had the non-traditional Pilsners, and I think we might have another set of entries to tally. You get a point per entry for Florida Circuit competitions, if you didn't know that. So these numbers may be radically different by next month. So stay tuned and find out. All right, that is it. So I'll say thank you for checking this out. I'll be back again next month. And if you don't know about these 4 sources of information, check them out. They've all, well, except Discord. Discord's been lively since the get-go, but the other 3 have been pretty stagnant until this year. Now there's just as much information there as almost as Discord. Discord's hard to compete with, but we got our Facebook page, Discord, our website, and our Instagram account. And there's the QR codes for all of those. And if you're just listening to this and you don't have the video and not seeing these QR codes, I will try to remember to put these links into the show notes. And that me saying that right now is kind of a reminder to do that. So one last plug to anyone that's new to this, check us out. Check all these resources that I just listed. For events, our website is probably the best place to go to see where we're meeting next, and come check us out. I think you're going to find out it's a lot of fun people doing a lot of fun and cool things and enjoying some really good beers. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to wrap up. I'll see a lot of you very soon at the Brewery Exploration of Broken Strings in the next meeting. So cheers until then, everybody.